But going off of what I was saying before, it's like, yeah, like all I wanted was you. But all I ever, yeah, wanted as a kid was to be enough. And what I'm realizing is like, I am enough. I am more than enough. I literally, just my existence makes me enough. Just the fact that I'm using my life as, yeah, dynamic, and I'm allowing myself to have these experiences and I'm learning from them and not just like obstructing any growth just because it's uncomfortable to admit like rooms for improvement. So it's like, if I can at the end of the day remind myself that I'm enough, vulnerability in any way, shape, or form is not something that I have to be scared of anymore. It's not something that should have terrified me in the first place, but of course it did whenever I'm literally, yeah, young, fucking grappling with young adulthood, literally, especially because, like, I have to remember, like, I did not grow up in an environment that allowed me to think that I was enough. Like, my sister and I, in my elementary school, we were the only black kids. And, like, in a school district that's, like, so, and everyone hates this word, but it's segregated. It's fucking segregated. In a school district that's so segregated, like, I grew up always thinking that I was just always going to be othered, that I was never going to be, like, desirable, whether it be in platonic or romantic ways. And that made me act in a lot of ways outside of myself that I just always want to go back and give myself a hug. I'm like, you deserve to know that even if your circumstances don't reflect it, you are somebody. And you deserve to be seen and treated as somebody. You deserve to be more than a social identity contingency. You deserve to be acknowledged. You deserve to be able to be emotional rather than just rational. I've realized that's one of the biggest things that my upbringing, yeah, like one of the biggest numbers that was done on me. Like, I feel like it's very apparent, like, to the common eye that growing up black in like a white neighborhood will like low-key make you want to kill yourself. But like, it's also like the fact that so many, oh my god, like, talking to like black girls about this that have been through the same thing is so crazy, because it's like we live the same life, just in, yeah, literally just like hours away from each other. But it's like, for so long, you grow up not being able to be an emotional being because before anything else, you were your skin color. Before you are upset at your boundaries being violated, you are an angry black woman. And not even an angry black woman. I've talked to this with my, like, black guy friends, and oh, that breaks my heart, because it's like, this is why it's kind of like taken the direction that I view like rhetoric for men in so differently, because like knowing that like intersectional men are being like, especially actually ones that are working outside of the patriarchy, are being like harassed to the amount that they are for doing so. And among that harassment, they're being emotionally invalidated, so they're not even able to like be met with recognition. But it's like, before anything else, we are emotional beings. Before anything else, we operate on our emotions. Like, yes, we need the biological needs as like the preset and whatnot, like to be able to facilitate them, but we are ruled by our emotional needs. So whenever you do not give someone the experience of emotional recognition, whenever you don't afford someone that, you take away their humanity. And it sucks, because like, just knowing that there are so many people that lash out because they feel like they've never been seen, or that they've never been heard, or that no matter what, their feelings will have no importance in the way that they are interacted with, it absolutely fucking sucks to not be seen as needing to be gentle with, because it's like you don't get to learn anything developmentally from want or from an understanding of how it benefits you, but you have to learn through fear of not doing otherwise, because nothing can be communicated as like everything is tough love, nothing is just love. So you just learn everything out of like a sense of survival, and not a sense of conformity, because you're trying to learn how to fit in with the world. Because if we are emotional beings and we're seen as, yeah, if we're emotional beings and we see other people being emotionally validated in a certain way, that is what we're going to try to gravitate towards if that thing is even in part accessible to us, which is why you'll see so many Black women like go for like soft life, soft stuff, all that, because a lot of Black women just are not given gentleness. So we'll look for, but then a lot of the time that soft life is like the come up is seen as like assimilation to whiteness, because the only time that we've seen people be able to be emotional beings and be afforded their humanity is within whiteness. So a lot of the time we kind of hold on to that. But then it sucks because it's like with Black men, because, oh my God, and this is what breaks my heart, because it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But because Black men are seen as like the fuck yes, oh, that bitch actually been bugging me for like so long. But because like Black men are so alienated from whiteness and are so like, and are seen as not even just alienated from, but like contradictory to gentleness, you'll see the only times that they express their emotion in ways that are just unacceptable, because they've never learned how to do that in a comfortable environment. So they just do it in gross, nasty, disgusting ways, or just in ways that are like completely self-destructive. But it's like, that doesn't mean in any way, shape, nor form that that's an excuse, but it means pay attention to the way that we interact making the world around us. That's why, like, whenever I know that, like, it's so funny or whatever to so many fucking people to see just, like, random pictures of, like, buff-ass Black men, like, with, like, kittens or, like, on the beach, and they're like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, why do you find that funny, though? Like, if like, let's actually talk about it. And then they're like, oh, no, it's just, like, the fact that, like, the guy's so strong and XYZ. Because I'm also, like, why is it that we have to see someone and immediately think that their existence is like contradictory to emotional like vulnerability? Because if that was like a white woman with like a kitten, no one would bat an eye. Or if it was a white woman on a beach, no one would bat an eye. Nobody would give a fuck. So it's like, that's what gets me, because I'm like a very like all things considered type of person. I'm like a very like, your position is in the nuance of your position, like nothing is just what it seems type of person. But we live in a world where people, like efficiency in all things, especially in communications, is way more acceptable than like accountability and taking like a long time for something that needs fixed. But it sucks because like you see so many examples in passing of like just people having themselves just be seen as contradictory with the ability, with like emotional capacity. And it just sits entirely different, because it's like, I don't know. Well, I do know. I do actually know entirely what the fuck that it is that I'm talking about, but I I feel like because consistently that's illegitimized by people that are talking about oh, it's not that deep. I mean, to you, but mine self, being somebody whose literal whole purpose in this world is to learn how to find the way to best operate in it so that I'm not hurting anyone or myself, and so that I'm maximizing the experience of myself and everyone. Like, that's something that I care about. Like, yeah, it might not be that deep to you, but because I want to give a fuck about people and I want people to be able to know that I am a safe space emotionally, I do care. And that's why I feel like also in a large part capitalism has obstructed like our empathy, because finding community and seeking community is time-taking and it's not profitable. Well, it actually, if we really got into it, it is profitable, but only like in the downstream, like once it's been established and stuff like that. But it's like, I know that my existence is supposed to be more than the fucking quotas that I meet. I want my existence to be emotional. I want it to be vulnerable. I want it to be ups, downs. I want it to be me figuring out how the fuck to do what it is that I want to do in the world that I'm provided with, and how to shape the world that I'm provided with in ways so that I can do what the fuck I want to do. Not in like a selfish way, but like in a, yeah, that's the, like, getting everyone the autonomy to be people before workers is my ultimate goal. But it's like, you cannot give a fuck if you don't want, but I care about the community that I'm afforded. I care about the people that I am able to reach with my interactions. I care that someone might not feel good whenever I say certain things, even if it's something that I can't identify as wrong. This is one of my favorite things, actually. Whenever I get to know someone and then they call me on something that just did not feel good, but that I've never been flagged for, like, saying with other people, I'm like, I love that you told me that. I love that you told me that, because the literal best experience about getting to know someone is getting to know their likes, dislikes, their hates, their interests, their passions, all of those things. And whenever you give me a hint on how to best treat you, I'm like, gift. I'm like, gift, because all that I want to do is for everyone to be peace, love, happy, kumbaya. And like, yes, that's right, but I'm like, it could happen if we gave a fuck about each other. It really could happen if we gave more than a fuck. And I'm like, I want to give more than a fuck. I love making people feel seen. I feel like, and this kind of connects to my whole, like, I give people what I don't have. But my biggest thing is, like, I want to be seen, and to be promoting a world, like, building a world, or wanting to live in a world where people see each other. I'm like, I am not, yeah, like, I'm going to go out and do that. Like, I'm going to beat it. Like, I'm trying to be that. So it's like, I love making people feel seen. I love whenever, yeah, like, I pay so much attention to the things that it is that people tell me, and I love being able to do that, because I'm like, I see you. I see things that you have been wanting people to see for so long, and I'm willing to see those. I'm willing to see that. I love the fact that I'm able to see that. I love the fact that I have the access in your life to be able to be given access to your humanity, and to be given access to your emotional vulnerability, the things that make you a person. I'm able to see that, and that is such a fucking privilege. So I'm like, I'd be a fool to squander that. I love, yeah, getting just like chances to explore people's vulnerability, and to be able to allow them opportunities where they can build their trust in the ability for their emotions to be received by other people. I love being part of that process, which is part of the reason that I love being a babysitter. Like, having kids that, yeah, like, I know some of the parents that, like, I sit for are, like, traditional parents and whatnot, but having moments where, like, the kids get to feel, like, very emotionally seen in ways that might not have provided before in like their the way that they're like parented. I'm like, I love being able to make you feel seen, and so that you get to leave this interaction with an awareness that your emotions can be received, that you are allowed to cry, you're allowed to feel happy, you're allowed to feel sad, you're allowed to communicate your capacities, you're allowed to have your wants, needs, and capacities not match with somebody else's, and you're allowed to mediate that. You're allowed to take time for yourself, you're allowed to take time for the people around you, you're allowed to check in with yourself. You're allowed to be real with yourself about your emotions. It is my favorite thing ever. It is literally my very favorite thing ever. And my biggest want, goal, dream is to have people in my life that reflect the same thing. And I know that it's like, it might just sound like jaded and like sad and disgusting to be talking about this, like, oh, I want this so bad, but I'm also like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to bear my vulnerabilities because they are what makes me human. They are what literally just shapes me as a person. And I know that that's like a, yeah, yeah, it's not that serious. Okay, it might not be that serious to you. That is completely the fuck fine. But it is to me, and I love living life this way, and it's only done good things for me and for other people, so I'm like, never cared, first of all. Second of all, but, yeah, I'm here to have a good time, to make people feel seen, to feel seen myself. I want to get there. I really want to get there. That's a big goal for this year. I want to feel seen. I want to find people that make me feel seen. I want to have my words received. I want to feel valued in my interactions. I have big, big, big goals. And if the world breaks my heart, so be it, because I'm still doing the things that I want to do. Yeah.